G'day, this is Captainoob, and this is an Instigating plasma sniper rifle with VATS criticals doing 50% more damage and +1 agility. So a plasma rifle worth using in VATS? I think so. And the Instigating legendary effect is interesting because despite that saying double damage if the target is full health, it's not multiplicative anymore, it's additive. So that's a big fat lie, Bethesda, and you know it, so you ought to change that. And what I've found when using this is that my secondary shot will actually end up doing more damage because if I sneak, I've got follow through and I've got tenderizer. Those two things stack multiplicatively. My second shot is going to be better. If I add a crit into the mix, it's going to be miles apart. But, you know, the crits are just icing on the cake here. They're going to do very well because this thing's got a calibrated capacitor, gives us better crit damage. Obviously, that secondary legendary effect is there to give me more. I could do something like the Blight Soup to give me even more, but I've got better criticals, and I tend to not use too many buffs whilst doing these weapon spotlights because I've found that my builds are somewhat decent enough to give me the damage I need to succeed for the most part, unless the weapon is terrible, which there are a great many weapons in this game that are, but hopefully this one won't be, right? We'll see how we go. We've got the sniper barrel on this, so we're going to be using this thing basically in VATS exclusively. We've got White Knight. No, that can go away. Instead, we'll grab something like, let's say, Sneak. Despite being a loud and proud weapon, I feel like we could do pretty well with this thing. We've also got Gun Fu, so if we happen to swap targets, so that'll be nice. We've got a bunch of AP refresh on our armor bits too, so the AP is going to be coming back very quickly. Could jump on the musical instrument for a little bit to get that going even further, but that's fine. We've also got Ricochet. No serendipity in here. Gonna try to stay away from things that punch me. Being shot, I think, is more of a risk here, especially against super mutants. Might swap that out for serendipity as we get into the more melee type areas of things, and then you see how we go. And here are my perks. That's good. That needs to be better though. Full on follow through, so that extra % of damage that I'm getting would be good. We get 65 and 75, which if we add those together, well, you get about 130-ish. Keep in mind that energy weapon damage is not calculated the same as ballistic damage, and it is a little bit impotent. So the backbone of this will be the ballistic, but yeah, we'll see how we go. No nerd rage, but if we get down to it, well, 20% health means I've got all of the luck in the world, so I can back-to-back every second shot can be a critical, which is going to make this weapon a lot more powerful, but we'll just see how we go first of all, and then we'll make the conclusions then. Okay, so here we are outside of the Appalachia Press building. See, we've dressed up for the occasion. We're dressed up like some person called Piper, even though at this stage of the Fallout continuity we have no fucking clue who that is. Well, let's just accept it. Let's get started. Was that a one-shot kill? My goodness, the plasma gun has teeth. Look at that. That's some good damage, and every kill we get up to the maximum of 6 is going to give us even more of that additive bonus damage. Can't believe that whiffed. Huh. I'm seeing for a second, before we acquire a VATS lock-on, that this thing has like 0% chance to hit for a second, so make sure you don't fire this thing before it's actually ready to go. We'll go to third person here so I can see around me. Oh, I'm just going to tank that. See, I'm not at half health anymore. There we go. That's what you want to see. I just want to reload. I don't want to loot the super mutant game. How dare you map the... Oh, God, I'm over capacity now because I just picked up all of that mutant's crap. Thanks, game. There we go. So it seems to be generally a two-shot kill across the board here, and now we're at full adrenaline. We've got some of that adrenal reaction factoring in, so we're getting 92 and 114, which I think is a pretty decent deal, but I haven't really had a chance to show off what kind of damage I get with the Instigating legendary effect on and on the follow-up shot. So if we haven't got a critical against this fella, we'll test him. Oh, he's on the run. We'll go for the torso here. 352, 227, 213, 275. So that first shot obviously was a critical. So I ain't no fibber. Fuck me. Righto, back in. And looks like we might want to emphasize a little bit more on sneak and targeting the headshots so we can drop these guys and kill them easily. What is it with super mutant hounds these days? They used to be like puppy dogs, and now they can actually hit and do damage. Superior damage to a thing with an automatic rifle. Well, it's Fallout. Not a lot of shit in this game actually makes sense. This may seem as a controversial opinion, but I personally don't believe that a level 100 mutant hounds is equal to content in this game. No, no, no. It's equal to frustration and annoyance. That one's only level 75, so I guess that one is a puppy dog. His fangs haven't gotten to the size of aircraft carriers yet. Oh look, there's another one. He goes down in one shot. Call the fucking fun police. There we go. Concentrated fire doing its thing. Now, for rifleman type weapons, what should we expect for the accuracy bonus per shot? Because this thing, for a rifleman weapon, it does fire a lot faster than a lot of other things. It seems to be getting the full 20%, so that's some good synergy. Ow. Well, I'm glad he hit me with a board and not a super sledge like a lot of other high level mutants carry, but whatever. So, when we get the criticals going, this thing is actually kicking a lot of ass, so I'm actually half tempted to let these guys... Oh look, there's another fucking doggo of death. Now I'm crippled. Those things are the bane of my existence. I have learned to hate them, and I will not stop complaining about them. You're in for a real treat, viewing people, viewers. I'm about to say chat, but I'm not streaming. We'll have to do a stim pack there because I'm not hobbling around on one leg. Also, I'm waiting for that to heal off, which means I can tank a little bit more damage, and this thing can actually outpace the regeneration of a super mutant. Add a few crits in the mix, and you're pretty good. Which is more than I can say for a vampire's fire rate minigun, which was a severely disappointing weapon, but I suppose that's more to the fact of the Myler Kings being giant fucking pieces of shit these days. There goes that guy. He had a minigun. Couldn't spin up his barrel in time, you see. See, the rotary barrels on all of the energy weapons fire right away. They don't require spin up. Plasma guns, laser guns. And then you get to the heavy guns and it's like, oh wait, no, we've used up all of the motors on the smaller barrels. We gotta use these Subaru motors. They blow a head gasket every time you pull the trigger. That's why it takes so long to fucking start firing, you see. Yeah, they've put all those motors in the Gatling plasmas. That's why they take so long and are generally slow. Ha! Burns. Burns all around. Speaking of burns, I like how many goopars I'm making here. I'm sure for all of my friends on this server, they're going to be absolutely furious when none of these guys respawn. Okay, Ricochet has come off for Bloody Mess, and I think this might be a tough fight. We'll just see how we go. Well, there's the stealth element ruined, but if we can manage to nail these guys and kill them in one shot. That ghoul didn't say hello there, so I had permission to kill him. Sometimes their heads get stuck in the ceiling. It's a very big problem for these ghouls. Just gonna take it slow, I think. We're not gonna charge through here because we kind of don't have the rate of fire. We've got the killing potential, but you gotta keep in mind that we've only got 9 rounds in a magazine, which if we happen to get caught in a reload, the reload isn't the slowest thing in the world, but, you know, I'd rather not get unnecessarily punched by a bunch of ghouls. Alright, pressure's on now, here they come. Ooh, not a one-shot kill there. Lost that VATS lock on. Could have used that gun fu bonus to get whatever damage I was getting. Not sure if gun fu is still multiplicative. If it is really strong. That guy hit me and then simultaneously exploded. And now I think we're in Nerd Rage, which means it is time for sneaks to happen. Sneaky time. Double, every second shot is going to be a critical, which means this thing's damage potential, it's gonna skyrocket. It's gonna be sick. You'll see. As long as I don't die, we'll be alright. And now I've got that extra safety blanket of having serendipity. Well, sometimes I can... I'm not picking that up, you can get fucked. Yeah, you can be a little bit more aggressive with this thing, I suppose, but not overly aggressive and stupid, like I usually am. But, you know, that's the nature of testing shit. You gotta find where the boundaries are, and where you might want to, you know, let go of that aggression. And is that another ghoul running at me? Well, gotta kill something. There we go. Kill that one. Is there another one over there? Is he moonwalking? Fuck off, Michael Jackson. You are now dead, just like the one in real life. Okay, now that I am in nerd rage, and if you're complaining about me being low health, I don't care. So I just got 1300 damage on that arsehole. I mean, the shot completely whiffed, but the damage numbers was there to show you the potential, right? Anything where you can hit for over 1,000 with is definitely good in my books. And look at that perception bonus using Gun Fu there. Very nice. You know what? I'm actually quite impressed with this Instigating sniper. You know, there might be one of these weapons if I'm messing around during a live stream. You know, it might be potentially usable in something like maybe a Bloody Eagle version of perhaps a, what do you call them, the daily ops. Whilst I grind for no plans in particular on this character, I don't like daily ops. Couldn't exactly one mag that fella. We do use up quite a little bit of AP. Now I do have a aligned barrel, a aligned barrel on this. If I wanted to tighten up that AP use even more, I could use an aligned stock. So I don't think I've actually unlocked all of the parts for these weapons yet. Could do that, but oh, I can't loot Swan either. Oh, there we go. Huh, I can take these rads and I have to worry about my maximum health. Ain't that nice? Let's move on. I feel like at this point I can compile a top 10 list of the most hated enemies. Ah, there's a Mirelurk King. You'd be up there, mate. Not if my Instigating Plasma Sniper has anything to say about it, that's for sure. Let's just not sprint around, conserve the AP because we'll be needing it for targeting. There's another bastard. How do you like that, you friggin' frog-looking guy? I mean, they're strangely humanoid, like they were in the old Fallouts, but they make frog noises when you kill them, so you gotta assume that they've come from frogs somewhere. Maybe the chemicals in the water have turned the frogs into super killing machines that are actually more strong and more dangerous than those things that just popped out there, despite their size. Also, those spouts, you will not need them anymore. No hucking loogies at me, girly. Oh no. I'm going to let my AP regenerate so I can get some more criticals. Think of this as like having like turns in the original Fallout, right? You drain your AP bar, you stand there like a dipshit and get smacked by something and let your AP come back. Is that you making that noise? Takes a lot of plasma goo to that thing's face to sit it down, but at least it... Well, you are what you eat, right? It turned into plasma goo and it's now going to infect the water supply. No more cranberries anymore. Okay, one last task for this thing. Can it kill a bunch of scorch beasts and everything? I'm gonna say it's going to because, well, it's had a pretty good run so far. Gun Fu is treating this thing very good, and despite it being a very, very loud weapon... Ah, it's the sentry bot from yesterday. I think we'll be taking our revenge against you, mate. Let's just find those fusion cores yours. Ah, and it goes onto the thruster on the Gutsies too. That's satisfying. I reckon Gutsies are up there with the most annoying enemies in this game as well. Now, not to get killed, and that should be easy enough provided we Oh, it's a Protectron. Yeah, I can deal with that. Just a second. And here's the first little bit of free manual aiming in the entire video. Tell you what, we're not leaving this one a chance. No other thing. That's better. Come on, we can do it. We can do it. Don't worry about the death breath, it's fine. I'm being shot at by something. Don't know what. I definitely saw the traces. It's probably the Scorched. Yeah, these guys. And there was an instance of the shot percentage being at like 0 for a bit. That's some reliable range. That's proper sniper range. Now, obviously I've been using this thing in VATS the whole time because it is most powerful this way, and why wouldn't you? But free aiming this is going to cause problems, you see, because it's not a hit scan projectile, so you will have to lead your targets a little bit, which, you know, can be difficult if you are aiming on a plane which is more than something degrees. On more of an axis. The axis is not angle, I'm talking about the different axes, if you will. Like Italy and then Germany, they're like axes. Well, they used to be, but now they're not. They're quite the opposite of what they were these days, I think. Got a dense chest piece. Shut up, phone, I'm recording. That was a Snapchat. And, yeah, I mean, I could continue to try to aim like this, and it's working somewhat. I mean, these guys are running straight at me, but, you know, as I'm aiming through the scope, I get tunnel vision, and, you know, sometimes you whiff shots in VATS, so it's not good. But it's a whole lot more reliable when I'm just using it like this. So what I might do is quickly take this sneak bonus into this next section over here. If this thing pops up out of the hole, then that would be highly amusing. Doesn't look like we'll get there today, but I think we've done quite enough. And yes, you can one-shot rad roaches with it. And every time you turn something into a goo pile, you can get nuclear material from, which is a somewhat rare resource. So if you are looking to build radium rifles to scrap, well, get a plasma gun and start harvesting nuclear material that way. So there you have it. That was the Instigating Lucky Agility Plasma Sniper, and honestly, I'm pretty impressed with this. I didn't expect this thing to crush everything like it has, but it's gone very well. Would I use this over a handmade or a fixer with a semi-automatic receiver? Probably not. But I think this thing does have its merits, you know? Like, I think in that case, I would have been better off using like a hit scan weapon with a suppressor so I can get those increased sneak attack bonuses. But this thing actually has teeth now, which is very good. And again, there's the thing, damage, 88 and at 110. I don't think I've got any adrenaline anymore to show you what kind of damage that is at maximum. But you saw what kind of damage I was getting there, 1,000 and the gun fuse. So, yeah. Calmly impressed. It's not a terrible weapon after all. A surprising improvement over what it was, because, well, I guess I'm used to everything being so garbage right now that this thing, by comparison, is performing a lot better. But credit to the plasma gun, it's done a good job. Thank you for watching, guys.